Okay, so my name is Marriott. I am an animal science and English major, double major I mean. Today I'm going to talk to you about hormone usage in production livestock and why it's important. We're going to understand the differences between the growth hormones and which type goes to which different species. Okay, so it is important to be able to use growth hormones in the livestock industry because the livestock industry is very important to society. Everyone is affected by it, directly or indirectly. It doesn't matter what you believe and or anything like that. But the hormones improve the growth rate from improve it 10 to 20% higher than it would be without. And it also decreases the cost of production 5 to 10%. So that makes the cost cheaper for everyone. And So how do they work? They change what happens to the nutrients the animals eat. They grow faster with less feed consumed. So that helps with muscle growth. So that makes it a better lean to fat ratio, and so you have more muscle to fat. So there's leaner product, fewer calories, and they do need to be fed to heavier weights, but they will reach them faster with the growth hormone and have more quality product. Okay, so there are different species that growth hormones are used for. In cattle, it does basically the same thing in all of them. But there are some individual things for the way it reacts in different species. It improves the growth rate in cattle. It stimulates nitrogen retention, which is important for muscle and the quality of the meat. And it increases the feed conversion efficiency, which means that it takes less feed for them to grow more, which goes back to the decreasing the cost. In sheep, it increases gain. But the results aren't concrete because not a lot of sheep, growth hormones aren't used a lot in sheep, so it's starting to be a bigger idea for sheep production. In swine, it increases growth rate, the lean to fat ratio, and feed conversion efficiency. There's actually no growth hormones approved for the poultry industry. That's a really big topic right now because a lot of people think that chicken in the stores have growth hormones if it's not printed on them that they don't. Okay, so there are different types. There are feed additives, implants, and oil solution. Feed additives is like a powder mix that you just add to the feed and they just eat it. It's a little harder to tell how much each individual animal is actually getting with feed additive because you're not administering it directly to the animal unless the animal is by itself. So, so then there's implants, which are injected directly into the animal. So it's usually in the back of the ear. It's like a little pellet, and it is distributed into the blood flow. And oil solution is more of a topical, it's more of a topical, so it soaks through the skin. Or it could be in an oral, like a liquid, big deal. Okay, so brand names, these are just a few examples. The most prominent oil solution is Posilac. The most prominent implant is Ralgro. Feed additives, Paline is for swine and Optiflex is for cattle. It does basically the same thing, but pigs and cattle grow a lot differently, so they have to be specific to that species. Okay, so I have a little worksheet. It's not that big a deal though, for everyone to do. So you can just take a few minutes, or 1 or 2 minutes to do these, and then we can go over the answers and see what you guys remember. Okay, so for the first section, which species eat, or which species do feed additives, are feed additives used for? Is that it?
Well,
Cattle.
Swine and cattle, okay. Which species are implants used for?
Cattle.
Cattle and
poultry.
Swine.
sheep.
Sheep.
Sheep and cattle are implanted. Oil solution,
Sheep.
just cattle, for oil solution, and none, poultry. So that's very important that poultry does not have any growth hormones. For brand names, which one is Ralro?
For swine?
That's which one, or which type is the Ralro? So the Ralro is, which of those types?
Feed additive for swine?
The Ralro is the implant.
Okay.
It has little pellets, and then it's injected into the ear. The Paline,
Swine.
feed additive for swine. Hoselac
Oil.
is oil, yes. And the Optiflex,
Cattle.
yes, feed additive for cattle. So, good job, guys. Any questions about growth hormones and their use in production livestock?
For the oil solution, did you say, like, did they put it on their backs, or?
It's like a topical. The one that I saw, it was like, it said like on the shoulder, on the back of the shoulder, or something like that. And then I saw another one that was like, it was like a nasal gin type thing, so it was like through the nose or something, to be absorbed that way. But I'm not really sure because it's not very prominent. But any other questions? Okay, these are my references. Hooray.
Getting all of us now.